everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here today. I'm looking forward to chatting with my friends today. I hope those of you that are in Florida and up the East Coast, Georgia, South Carolina, and all the rest are doing okay throughout this hurricane season, especially with Ian having just blown through and continuing to blow through on the East Coast. So leave a comment below and do a check-in and let us know how you're doing and how we can be praying for you specifically with what all that you might be going through. So today's topic is a little different, and I'm probably, I'm always the rebel of the way people think. I always tend to think a little differently than most, and that's okay. That's who I am. But, we have so many conversations about being frugal and being a tightwad and don't spend money and go on the cheap and all the rest. And I agree wholeheartedly. There's a place for that 100%. Especially if you are in debt, you need to be frugal. If you are struggling to make ends meet, you need to be frugal. If you have a family to provide for, you need to be frugal. If you just want to get ahead, you need to be frugal. If you have money in the bank and you're doing okay, you need to be frugal. There's a place to be frugal all the time, every time, the best way you can. How do you define frugal? For everybody, it's a different way and it's a different lifestyle. Somebody that makes minimum wage and somebody that makes $200 an hour, their version of frugal is going to look a little different. The stores they shop at are going to be different. What they consider to be a discount or an on sale item is also going to look frugal. Do we always have to be frugal? Do we always have to be so tight? My dad used to say some people squeak when they walk because they're so tight on everything that they do. We had a friend when I was growing up as a kid that was so cheap that they would never buy tissues or paper towels or napkins. The only paper product they would buy is toilet paper because that was a necessity. Okay, fair enough. You can use cloth napkins, and you can use cloth paper towels, and you can use cloth tissues. Might not be everybody's thing, but you could do that. But when you would show up for a barbecue or maybe ribs or some kind of a meal like that where your hands would be a little sticky, and if you asked for a napkin, they would whip out a roll of toilet paper and stick that in the middle of the table, and that was the napkins. And we laugh at it now, but growing up I was always like, how cheap can you get? And I remembered my parents talking about it, and I thought, oh, I don't know that would be my style. Now maybe that's your style, but that's not my style. But with that being said, I have a practical example of something that happened to me the other week at work. And I love DoorDash. I must admit, we had a DoorDash membership for a while. We stopped it because it was just, the membership was expensive, and it was a little too tempting to use them more than we really wanted to. So we stopped that membership. But we did replace it with Instacart. So everybody picks their own thing that suits their family's needs. But a friend of mine at work has a DoorDash account. She loves to use it. She's single, and it's something she chooses to do. No problem with me. So the other day, and it has to be about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months since we did this, there's a certain coffee shop that is on DoorDash that we absolutely love. And they're not like going to a Starbucks. This coffee shop has super, super unique coffees, like over the top sensational. And we felt like getting a really cool cup of coffee, something unique and different, and maybe a bagel with something on it. And they have like all these unique toppings. And any case, her and I were talking, and somebody walked by and said, oh, where do you work that you can afford DoorDash? And just kind of gave us that head roll and that little bit of a, kind of attitude. And we just kind of looked at them like, go away. And so we continued to hunt and see what we wanted. So then we asked others around us, anybody else want to join in? Now the good thing is she has a membership, so she gets quite a bit of a discounted rate on the delivery. But when you have 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 people all chipping in on that delivery, it's a matter of pennies, and it was a great thing. We all picked a fancy coffee. We all got a Danish or a sandwich or a bagel, or somebody got, everybody got something. So we paid for our item that we ordered, and we all chipped in to cover the cost of the DoorDash and the tip. So that obviously did not fall on her. And mine was under $10. So I think mine was $7, almost $8 for what I got. So I don't do this every day, and I don't do this every week. And this, again, was probably anywhere from 4 to 6 months since we had splurged and ordered this particular company on DoorDash. And again, the person walks by and goes, oh, it must be nice, after the item came. Now, let me kind of set the stage. We work at a nonprofit organization. So the funds, the salary, the paycheck that you get working for a nonprofit is minimal. Our choice. We feel this is where the Lord called us to work and to be in ministry. Our choice to work in an environment like this, as well as everyone else that works there. You certainly can leave, and you certainly can go get a job at a much bigger, fancier place and make a whole lot more money. This person complaining about us doing DoorDash could opt to go somewhere else and work somewhere else and make more money. But the person that is kind of looking at us as being really splurging and not being frugal, this person, I won't say who it is, obviously, but they have 2 homes, one here and one in another state. This person also has a brand spanking new truck and a almost brand new car. They also own a boat. These are the few things that I know. Now, compare that to a cup of coffee. Well, you splurge on this and I'll splurge on that. Now, I'm not judging him for what he has. That's his choice. That's his family's choice. Hey, more power to you. If you can do all that, that's great. That's just not where I am in life, nor do I want to be there in life. But I did want to enjoy a simple cup of coffee and a bagel delivered from DoorDash and splurge for that day. Now, I drive a 2002 van. It's old. It's 20 years old. It's paid for. I don't have a car payment, but it's old. And so, I just wanted to say, are you squeaking when you walk? Have you become so cheap that you're not kind? One of the things I said to my husband is, I never want to be filthy rich because I don't know that I would be kind and humble when somebody needs something. I don't know where you are in life, but I want to encourage you with a couple of things today before we end. One is, if you are super frugal, more power to you. If you enjoy living that life, that's great. But just remember, not everybody else has chosen to do that, and that is their choice to make. So if somebody's splurging on something, unless their kids are home starving and there's not a lick of food in that house and they have no place to live because all they do is splurge, 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 and they are neglecting to take care of their own, then to me that's saying that there's a problem. But if you have the mindset of being frugal and somebody else once in a while wants to splurge, that's their business. The other thing is, if you want to live so frugal, I think that's a great thing. Maybe it's by choice, maybe it's not by choice. I get having to live frugal because there's not a lot of money to be spent. Just remember, don't be so tight that you squeak when you walk. And when somebody is in need, you can't go into your pantry, your refrigerator, your clothes closet, whatever the case might be, to offer a lending hand. Make sure, as my husband always says, there's got to be balance in life. We need to have balance with everything we do. Living frugal is a great thing. Splurging, I wouldn't say on the regular is necessarily a good thing, but once in a while is a good thing. But on both sides, you need to have balance. So I want to encourage you today that, listen, it's okay to splurge once in a while. You want to go do something, go for it. Enjoy it. Get that ice cream cone and every lick, enjoy every flavor of that ice cream that you can enjoy because you splurged today. But if somebody is in need, make sure you take care of your fellow man and be kind and be generous in any way possible. But in the end, don't forget to live frugal so that you have that extra money or extra funds to make sure for a rainy day that you're provided for, but that you can also provide for others. Thanks so much for coming over today, and we'll catch you all on the next video.